All right, very first time using my Instant Pot stand mixer. I have attached the paddle. I was trying to decide if I wanted to whip up the cake mix with that or this, but I think I'm gonna go with the bigger paddle. I could be making a mistake here. I'm gonna find out. This Instant Pot also comes with the dough hook, which clearly I don't need today, so I'm just gonna set those off to the side. I do have the splatter guard, and I think in order to do it, I actually have to remove this. So let's just remove this. We're going to push it up and twist it, and it comes right off. This thing is really heavy. Definitely a very, very nice piece of equipment. So what I've got, I'm going to be making lemon bars. And this recipe comes from AllRecipes. And it was submitted by somebody named Peggy. So you can look up AllRecipes Easy Lemon Bars by Peggy. And I've already got my oven preheating. I needed to have a package of lemon cake mix, and I needed to have 8-ounce cream cheese, and I've got my egg out at room temperature, and I still have to go and grab the white sugar, the lemon juice, and the vegetable oil. And yeah, so we're going to get this mixed up. So let me get things going, and then I will, as I'm mixing, I will continue the video. Okay, just a little side note, to get the splatter guard and the chute on was just a little bit tricky. What I discovered was I have to have the splatter, I have to have this already on top of the bowl. This is already needs to be attached. And then as you're putting the, as you're lowering the head, the paddle's not attached quite yet. As it's right before you go down, you attach the paddle and then push it down to click. And this thing is not going to go anywhere. It is like solid as a rock. Once you turn it on, once you plug it in, it starts to beep. I have nothing in the bowl yet, so I'm just gonna click this here so that we can kind of see what happens. Okay, and it looks like we've got I'm not sure what that button is because I didn't read anything, but I'm going to just go ahead and push the plus button and push go. And then you can see how it goes around the outside edge. So yeah, I think I'm glad that I chose that. And then it looks like you can speed it up. Okay, so you get it going really quickly. You can go down and you can pause. And let's see here. Let's turn that back on and then push this button. I don't know what the other button. Oh yeah, so now it's going back the other direction. Okay, when I push that button, it went the other direction. All right, I'm going to stop it and get my ingredients in the bowl. Okay, the directions say pour the package of cake mix into the bowl and then add the egg, the oil, and mix well. So I actually don't have any oil. Oh, look at that. That's nice. I don't have the paddle going yet. I don't know if I should. I've never used this thing before, but I'm just going to get it into the bowl. I do like that funnel. All right. Got all that in there. I am in the process of melting the butter. I'm going to go check that and add that and the egg. Okay, here goes the egg. Uh-oh. Can I do this one-handed without getting a bunch of eggshells in there? Oh, I don't know. There we go. There we go. We got it. Yay. Whoa. About dropped the phone there. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the on button again. On. We're just going to do maybe 2. Well, here we go. Got the egg in there. Got the egg in the mixture. And now we're going to add the butter because I didn't have any oil, and I'm going to just go for the butter. Here we go. Oh, look at that beauty. Okay. And then it says to mix it up until it's mixed well, and it will be crumbly. Ooh, I just love this. I don't have to work this time. I normally like getting a good workout already. Okay, well, that's not really crumbly, but I'll take that. We're going to go ahead and say that that's probably mixed up. Let's check it out. Okay, when I popped it up, the whole lid and everything came off. That's awesome. It looks pretty good to me. Now it says to save 1 cup of the mixture. To remove the bowl, you just twist it And then, of course, take it out from underneath the paddle. Okay. And now we're going to take 1 cup and fill her up with the mixture. This kind of reminds me of Play-Doh, and I think I've got about a cup left because that's about what I took out. So I'm going to actually press this into, I actually prepared 3 small containers because this wasn't quite a 9 by 13, but I don't think I'll use that one. I'm going to split it between these 2. I'm making this for Valentine's Day for my husband, but we've got company coming tomorrow. So I thought, well, I didn't really want to serve a half-eaten dessert, but I could always say, oh, we have extras that I made yesterday. So I'm going to press it into these 2 small Pyrex pans. So I will evenly divide it amongst those, and then you can see that before I toss it into the oven. I would have been hard-pressed to fill up the 3rd one. There is not much in the bottom of this. So I split it amongst 2 pans, and I'm going to pop it in the oven. And according to the directions, which I'm going to reach over here and grab, my hands are a little bit greasy, so we're going to have a grease spot. According to the directions, it says pour the cake mix into a large bowl, add the eggs and oil. We did that. Reserve 1 cup, which we did. Pat the rest into an ungreased, oops, I greased it, pan. Bake for 15 minutes in a preheated oven. And I have my oven set at 350, which is, yep, that's right. Okay. Set aside to cool. Meanwhile, in a medium-sized bowl, beat the cream cheese, the sugar, and the lemon juice until smooth, and then spread the mixture evenly over the baked crust. Crumble the reserved cake mixture on top. That's going to be hard to crumble that stuff because it's like Play-Doh, but I will. And bake for an additional 15 minutes in a preheated oven or until the filling is set and the topping is lightly toasted and cool before cutting into bars and refrigerate the leftovers. All right, so let's go on to baking for 15 minutes. All right, the timer is set, so now let's figure out how to take this off. No, actually, I need this, don't I? I need to mix up the topping with the cream cheese. So I'm going to wash this bowl out, and I'm going to rinse off the paddle, and then we'll get that part started next. All right, we've got our whole package of cream cheese in there, and to that we're going to add our sugar. Okay, I added the freshly squeezed lemon juice to that, and I'm going to put the paddle back on and mix this up so that it's, all incorporated. Okay, we're going to go out without the splatter guard this time just to kind of see how things go. So I'm just going to use the little hook, or the little, what do I want to call it? This guy. Oh, my hands still have grease on them from that, but ignore that and push that down. Okay, and then we're going to turn it back on again. Let's go with 2 or 3. Okay, no splatter guard needed here. That's beautiful. We'll let that get all incorporated. What I like about this is I don't know that I'm going to have to do a lot of scraping down to the sides just because it really goes around it, which is pretty incredible. I'm sure there's other mixers that do this. I just don't happen to have one. I don't happen to own one. That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful to me. Pretty happy with that. And there's really not that much on the paddle, so that's nice. I'm just going to use the, well, I still have cream cheese on here from before, but I'm just going to go ahead and wipe it off a little bit. I might have to take a little taste. Looks pretty good. Okay. And then we will follow the rest of the directions where we're going to pull out the 2 pans and let them cool before we add this along with our Play-Doh type mixture. I don't know. I'll be interested to see the end result of this. Okay, after 15 minutes in the oven, they appear nice and light. I'm going to let them cool for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to put the other ingredients on top and pop them back in the oven for 15 minutes. All right, so this to me looks a little funny. Maybe I put the pieces too small on there. It'll be really interesting to see how it bakes up. I'm just going to kind of press this down into the pan just a little bit. And I split the, like the frosting portion or the filling portion in half. And then I split that cup in half since I'm making 2 smaller portions. And now I'm going to drop these back in the oven for another 15 minutes on 350, and we'll see what they look like. Okay, we have 13 minutes left, but I've got it cleaned up and I'm packing it back up. So I think I'm just going to leave all of the paddles inside of the middle because I have not really found a good place to store this yet. And so I'm just going to plop those in there along with the funnel, and then I'm going to pop the splatter guard on top. Okay, everything washed up beautifully. Let's see. I get a little nervous right here on the side when I toss this in here. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh goodness! Down we go and push. I don't know if I should push while all that stuff is in there. I'm afraid I'm going to break my funnel. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to store it. I took the funnel out and it went down great, so let's just pop the funnel back on. Let's see, can I do it while that's on? I'm going to have to not film this part. I need two hands. There we go. I just had to get it lined up. So now it's all ready to just go into my saving spot for it. And I still haven't found a spot for this. This isn't like super, super heavy, but it is heavy enough that I don't really want to put it up in a cupboard. I don't have a great space for this. I've got a lot of storage in my house, but this is just going to be one of those things where I have to kind of figure out where I'm going to put it, but I love it. This is probably my next favorite appliance after my air fryer, which is not an Instant Pot air fryer. It's a Kasori. But yeah, this was a great gift that my husband gave me. I can't wait to try my very first recipe in it. And that'll be coming out of the oven very shortly. All right, that is the end product. It took a little over 15 minutes. I actually took them out of the oven. I turned the oven off and just let them set in there for a couple more minutes to get a little brown on the sides because it just didn't feel like they were quite done. So we will be serving those tonight with supper and then also tomorrow night when our guests arrive. So I won't know what they taste like until later, but they smell absolutely delicious and I can't wait to try a new twist on a lemon bar.